Happy Sabbath, boys and girls. Welcome to Children's Story. My name is Kishana and I'll be your animator for the day. I have a really fun and exciting story for you. It's called Cloud by Day, Fire by Night. For this story, we're going back, way back to the Old Testament, Exodus to be specifically. So hang on to your seats and let's get started. We're going to start in Exodus chapter 13 today, and we're going to go through a couple chapters on the really fascinating and amazing journey of the Israelites. In case you didn't know, at this time in Exodus, the Israelites have just left Egypt after years of hardship and slavery. Not super fun. And they are in fact getting ready to cross the Red Sea, which is kind of intimidating if you think about it. I've never crossed a sea, have you? I guess the Israelites had some reason to be worried. But, of course, God let them know as his chosen people that he was with them. Exodus 13, verse 20 to 22 reads, "After leaving Sukkah, they camped at Etham on the edge of the desert. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night, in a pillar of fire to give them light, so they could travel by day or night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people." You see, God was traveling with the Israelites in this way. He was going before and behind them to let them know that he was indeed protecting them, that he had their back, and that he would never lead them astray, that they would indeed cross the Red Sea and start their journey into the Promised Land. And that is exactly what happened. You see, even though they were chased by the Egyptians, Pharaoh and his army came after them, they were defeated by God's hand, and eventually they crossed the sea, defeated the army, and journeyed on into the Promised Land. But the story doesn't stop there. Enter my friend Moses. He's kind of a big deal. Remember that Red Sea crossing I just talked about? He was kind of in charge of that. Now, Moses was the leader of the Israelite people, and he had a really special relationship with God. They used to talk on mountains and stuff. So, in this next chapter of Exodus, chapter 33, we see that Moses gets to talk to God in a really special way in what we call the tent of meeting. Chapter 33, verses 9 to 11 reads, "As Moses went into the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down and stay at the entrance while the Lord spoke with Moses. Whenever the people saw the pillar of cloud standing at the entrance to the tent, they all stood and worshipped, each at the entrance of their tent. The Lord would speak to Moses face to face as one speaks with a friend." Isn't that so interesting to get to talk to God face to face? And once again, we see that same pillar of cloud that we saw in chapter 13. Interesting how God is always showing up for the Israelites no matter how they need it most. You see, consider the meeting tent something like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but imagine you're in there speaking with God, communing with him face to face, pillar of cloud, there's thunder, there's lightning. It is an experience, but you know that you're safe because God is right there with you. Imagine that. And it doesn't stop here. God doesn't stop showing up for the Israelites at this tent of meeting. In fact, as the Israelites continue to build the tabernacle and build the temple, God continues to be with them. And that's where we're going next. The tabernacle. Think of it kind of like where we meet for church, or where we used to meet for church. That's kind of what the tabernacle is. And that is the special place where God shows up in Exodus chapter 40. Verses 34 to 38 reads, "Then the cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. Moses could not enter the tent of meeting because the cloud had settled on it, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. In all the travels of the Israelites, whenever the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle, they would set out. But if the cloud did not lift, they did not set out until the day it lifted. So the cloud of the Lord was over the tabernacle by day, and fire was in the cloud by night, in the sight of all the Israelites during their travels." Let's put this into perspective. I have my friends, the Israelites, and their handy dandy and mobile tabernacle. Remember, they're kind of wandering in the desert, right? So we also have the Lord, his presence standing above the tabernacle and guiding them just as he said he would. Now, interestingly, when this pillar begins to move, the Israelites move with it because they know that God is the protector and they trust that he's leading them in the right direction. If he doesn't move, they don't move. But when the pillar moves, they move too. Interesting. Now, throughout all of the 3 chapters of Exodus that we've looked at, and the many chapters in between, we see one common thing, that God never ever leaves the Israelites, and he shows up just in the beginning in chapter 13 as the pillar, as he does in chapter 33, and as he does in chapter 42. My question for all of you today is, does God still travel with us by day and by night? And the answer for that is absolutely he does. You see, God travels with us in kind of a different way now. Maybe still as impactful, but he travels maybe a bit quieter. He gives us the Holy Spirit to tell us where to go, to tell us what to think, to tell us how to be, how to live, how to be more like Jesus. And just like a pillar by cloud is good for the day and a pillar of cloud is good for the night, he adjusts to wherever we are in our lives so that we can hear him in the way that we need to most. There's no need to fear, no matter where you go, because just as God directed the Israelites as a pillar, he still directs us today by leading us in the way that we should go and keeping us from the things that are really, really harmful for us. I know, and you can be sure today that no matter what happens and no matter where you go, that God is traveling with you. Maybe not as a pillar, but definitely as a father and as a friend. That's it for my children's story today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was super fun being here with you. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. But have a happy Sabbath. And remember that God is with you wherever you go. Bye for now.